Okay, so let's take a look at the difference between MEG and qEEG, which the one that we use is qEEG. But they're both great. They're both imaging technologies, but they offer very, very different possibilities. So we know qEEG, that measures the electrical activity in your brain, whereas MEG and qEEG is electroencephalography, right? Electric mapping of the activity, basically. MEG stands for magnetoencephalography. So the only thing that's really different is one uses the electrical activity, one uses the magnetic fields, basically. So MEG. This specializes in measuring magnetic fields, which are created by electrical currents that are present deep within the brain tissue. So while qEEG is known for its precision, it's only possible to pick up signals that are created near the surface of the brain. Now, this has had big leaps and bounds over the past 2 or 3 years, where we used to only actually be able to map what was happening on top of the brain, whereas now we're actually going a little bit deeper and we're able to get under the scalp, which is really exciting. So it's interesting to see where that's going to go. But this is sort of where MEG can take over, and MEG can really, it's pretty remarkable in how it's able to detect these deep neural network activities, which really makes it invaluable for like cutting edge research projects. We can just get a lot deeper than what we could before, which is great, right? What it does is it basically captures billions of different data points that can be interpreted and studied in really minute detail. Which helps uncover different insights and can inform treatments and different diagnostic approaches. Now, MEGs, these are really great for the treatment of things like, or the study of things like epilepsy, traumatic brain injuries, different types of dementia, autism, and other sort of like, I guess what you would call difficult to detect health conditions. The things that aren't really all that obvious when they present themselves. And the other thing is, MEG, it reads the electromagnetic changes inside the skull rather than radiation like other imaging techniques. So while, you've got some concerns with radiation through other things, whether that uses X-rays, this really, MEG, it doesn't really pose any significant risk or any real significant side effects. I love MEG. We were looking into using MEG for our Brilliance scan, whether or not it was suitable. It wasn't in the end. qEEG was better suited to what we do. But over the next few years, we're planning on introducing MEG as a complementary tool. It's really great. It gets a lot deeper. It's really interesting what's happening. And we're going to keep our eyes on that field and see what the developments are and what the advances are, because it's just a really great tool.